What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Clickbait. I am so happy to be here. Like always, we have the Bachelor Nation breakdown. We did have a Bachelor in Paradise breakup, unfortunately, but we do have some good news. We have some baby news. We'll talk about that. Charity's poster, loved it. We'll get into all that. And we are going to do the Clickbait of the week because I'm going to bring on my lovely guests to help me. Today, we have Chris Bukowski and Anna Redman on Clickbait. It's the first time they're here. Serena and I actually did hook them up. So we'll get into that. They seem to be doing really well. They're living in Chicago. Can't wait to talk to them. Okay. What is new with me? Well, you didn't ask, but I'm going to talk about it. Today, Serena left to go to Toronto. We have a wedding this weekend. I'm leaving Friday morning. That's what we're doing over the weekend. It's beautiful in New York right now. It's like 75 and sunny. So I love that. I think I'm going to go out tonight, but that's besides the point. And before we get into Bachelor Nation breakdown, I got a little discount code going right now for sundayswithjoe.com. Just check it out. You can get my sauce for $9.99. It's on sale for Mother's Day because I love mothers. So happy Mother's Day. We are also getting into home goods next month. So I'm happy about that. Okay. Bachelor Nation breakdown. Brandon and Serena announced their split. I know people are extremely shocked by this, which love them as a couple. They were great. They both have been on Clickbait, and I like both of them personally. I think they're great people. The breakup post was a little confusing because if you look at it and you scroll from picture to picture, it does kind of seem like it's an anniversary post or a happy birthday post. So I could see why people are like upset because they're like, oh, you're showing us everything we love about you. And now you're saying that you're broken up. I do kind of wish a Bachelor Nation couple would break up and just post a picture of them yelling at each other and just be like, this is actually why, because we don't get along. But, with that said, yeah, it's sad. But, they were together for 5 months. It was a decent amount of time, and hopefully they're going to move on and be even happier. Bachelor Nation breakdown number 2, we have some baby news. Leslie Murphy is pregnant with baby number 2. She was, if you don't know who Leslie Murphy is, she was on Sean Lowe's season. She was also on Winter Games, and she is now having baby number 2. So happy for her. Her family looks very cute together. Check it out on her Instagram page because that's where she's posting it, and that's where I'm getting this information. Number 2, Becca and Thomas are having a little boy. We did talk about Becca being pregnant on last week's episode. I'm so happy for them. The only thing I'm worried about, like I said, and I really hope Thomas is listening to this, the boy being a Padres fan, because we all know the Padres, they're just not the Cubs. Okay. Bachelor Nation breakdown number 3. Charity's poster for the Bachelorette. If you haven't seen it, you should, because it's dropped everywhere. She looks stunning. The picture's great. I love all the flowers. It's, not to talk shit about anyone else's photos, but when you do scroll back, when the Bachelorette's standing up against like a blank wall, it just doesn't look as vibrant. Like this photo with all the flowers and she's in red and it pops. Like you just can't not notice it. So great job there. I think she looks great. I think she's going to be an exciting Bachelorette to watch. From all the inside info I'm getting, I heard it's a great season. So I can't wait to watch. Plus, that's going to give us a little something more to talk about here, which is even better. So can't wait for Charity season. Love the poster. I feel like if I was the Bachelor, mine would be very similar to something like that. A bunch of flowers everywhere, vibrant. I had some ideas if they were ever going to make me the Bachelor, which they never did, but because I'm happily married. So there we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on Chris and Anna. We're going to get into the clickbait, which is nursing home residents offer hilarious advice on the secret to a successful marriage. We'll talk about that, and then we will interview them and get into everything we need to know about their relationship. So everyone, please welcome Chris Bukowski and Anna Redman to Clickbait. Chris and Anna, welcome to Clickbait. I told our audience beforehand, you guys are going to do the Clickbait with me. We'll get into that, but before we do, introduce yourselves. Chris, what season you're from. Anna, what season you're from. Your names, yada, yada, yada.
Me first. Okay, I'm Anna Redman. I am from season 25 of The Bachelor, and then, I don't know, what season was that of Paradise that you were also on, Joe?
You were on my season of Paradise.
7? Was that 7? Okay.
7, yeah.
Joe's season.
My season of Paradise.
All right. I am Chris Bukowski, and I was on Bachelorette season 8, Bachelor Ped season 3, Bachelor in Paradise season 1, Bachelor in Paradise season 3, and Bachelor in Paradise season 6 or 5.
Well, how many total were you on?
5.
5.
And 5.5.
So this is a true story. I forgot I think it was Ashley and Ben's podcast or someone's podcast, Almost Famous, where they had Trista on, who was the first Bachelorette, and she was talking about the guy that she picked or whatever. I don't know I think his name was Ed. So I clicked on him. Yeah, I clicked on him and he's in a picture with you. And I'm like, okay, Chris goes all the way, back then, but you were like probably the youngest that ever did the show, right?
Yeah, I just turned 25. And what's funny is when I met Ed on Bachelor Pad, and at that time I made fun of him for how old he was. He was maybe 32 at the time. And then I'm just thinking about, wow, the last time I did Paradise, I was also 32, 33. So full circle. Yeah.
But you know what? You walked out with in the promo or in the credits at the beginning, you came out with crutches. A walker. Yeah. Bad move. You aged yourself.
You leaned into it.
It made my arms look good at least. My triceps were popping on that beach with that walker.
Yeah, they did. I remember seeing you down there. We'll talk about all that shit. Let's get into Clickbait of the week. It's something we haven't done in a minute, and it's nursing home residents offer hilarious advice on the secrets to a successful marriage. Now, Anna, you saw this already, huh?
Yeah, I think I even reshared it to my story, the one where the girl or the lady's just don't date or something like that. That was funny.
Okay,
sorry,
good.
love you.
No,
let's. I'm not even sure.
I just thought it was funny. They're so cute, and you got to take the words of wisdom from people who've been through it all.
Exactly. So let's talk. We'll break down all the photos that they showed, and then we'll talk about how we feel about their words of wisdom. So number 1 is Eileen. She's 90. And she says, try before you buy, which personally, I couldn't agree with more. I think that's very important.
Well, I think it's funny looking at from their context, because especially my grandma married the guy that she went on 5 dates with in high school. It was a very different time. So I wonder if in that context, it means a little different things. But yeah, I think everyone tries before they buy now.
Not everyone. Not okay. Madison Pruitt.
Right.
Yeah.
So we even have people in The Bachelor that don't.
Yeah. But I think it could mean date a little longer. Kiss.
Chris, what do you think?
Get to know each other.
I mean, I guess it gets different as you get older. But yeah, I'm with you, Joe. You got to try before you buy. Because if you're committing for, rest of your life,
even living with each other. Gotta try.
I got in trouble for saying this once before, but it's almost like before you buy a car.
That's what I say. That's what I say. You're not just going to buy a car without trying it.
Right. You got to test drive it, make sure, you got a good feel for it. And it's going to be, a good ride for the rest of your life.
What kind of car is Anna?
Well, definitely not electric. It's not electric because I'm a gas guy.
He called me gassy.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a compliment. I don't even know what that was.
Lamborghini, Ferrari, something exotic.
Oh,
nice. But like you said, Anna, try before you buy doesn't. I'm with you. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical. It could be just move in together. That's a big thing.
I think in the context of when these people, she was 90 now, when she was dating in her 20s, it probably was just date a little more, kiss a little more.
Yeah.
move in together. So yeah.
Or maybe well, try before you buy. Maybe it was like try other men before you buy one man.
Yeah.
Especially like, I mean, they probably got married when they were 19.
No, my great grandma was married at like 14 and had 16 children. Like, times were different.
I mean, my parents got married at 22 and 23. So it's
I mean, my parents knew each other. I think my parents knew each other for 2 months and then they got engaged. And definitely back then too, a thing was like you got together with somebody that was from the same like 4-block radius that you lived in. So yeah, it's definitely different now. Okay, let's go to the next one. 92 years old, David, words of wisdom. Tell your wife every day that you love her. Wow, so sweet, David.
Aww.
So sweet. But I agree. I agree with that. I think you should always tell your wife or your girl or your man or whoever that you love them, right?
Yeah. I don't think it ever hurts to just voice how much you care about people. It makes other people feel good too.
I think especially like before you go to bed, whether the day's a good day or a bad day, it's just a reminder that, hey, like, you know, we're in this together and I still love you, even though, you know, you burnt dinner.
Do you guys say I love you every night before you go to bed?
Yeah.
Do you, what about when you hang up the phone? Bye, I love you.
You know, it's like, I feel like we don't really talk on the phone much because we're always together.
Yeah.
But or like if, you know, we leave, if someone leaves for the day, like we'll kind of yell it out. I love you.
But it's like the one before bed, we like really take the time to be like, okay, love you. Like versus just the quick, like, okay, love you, bye, love you, bye. It's like,
usually,
the one that means the most.
It means like, hey, like I'm ready to go to bed and I love you. So good night.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay. Let's go one more and then we're going to get into you guys. Words of wisdom. The last one, Graham, a wise 86. He's got his hair spiked up and gelled. A wise man, never married, still looking, but I'm assuming he meant to say still looking good. Which, you know, Graham's single, never married, 86, and he's still out here hitting on women. So good for Graham. Love it.
I don't know if he can put his 2 cents in on the words of wisdom for marriage then if he's never been married. But hey, we'll take it.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I agree with that. But also, like, the guy looks like he's got a pep in his step still. You know, he's not, you know, worn out from, you know, maybe it could have been a bad marriage.
See, now, Chris, if he was on Bachelor in Paradise, he should walk out with a walker.
I agree. But that wouldn't be funny because I'm not supposed to be walking the walker. That's why it was funny.
That is true. Okay. That wraps up the clickbait of the week. Thank you guys for helping me with that. Now, welcome to the podcast. So let's get back into it a little bit. Chris, I'm going to start with you. What was it like going on the show at 24, 25 years old then? You know, because it was so much different. There was no social media. I don't even know how the show was perceived back then. I'm assuming it was a much more scandalous thing. Like people really didn't think it could work. So yeah, you want to talk about that for a little bit?
Honestly, it was awesome. I never watched the show prior to being on it. But you know, my mom would have it out in the background sometimes. So I knew it was like, wow, The Bachelor, like this, in my mind, The Bachelor was like the coolest dude in the world, you know? And so getting casted on it, I was kind of casted last minute and I went with zero expectations. Honestly thought that I was going to come home in like 3-4 days. Cause I don't know, in my mind, I thought like, you know, I'm going up against the best of the best, you know, these guys. And, you know, I had Emily Maynard, who was super sought after, like, you know, one of the more popular bachelorettes in the franchise. So, you know, for me, it was great because I didn't know what to expect. So I had zero expectations and it was probably my favorite experience out of, you know, all the experiences I've had on the show.
Really? Oh, I like that. I like that. And then Anna, you were on Matt James' season. You kind of went home early. And then you were on my season of Paradise. I gotta stop saying. I gotta stop saying that. But you left. You know, I don't know if you really got a fair shot on Paradise because it's hard when you do come in late, like most people think. But you're happy now. But did you think when you left, you would ever end up dating somebody from the franchise?
It's not something that I like went after, but I don't know. When you like step into this world, you're stepping into like a pool of singles. So it wasn't like
That's true.
a shock, but yeah, still like a shock. I wasn't like going out of my way to date anyone in the nation.
In the nation. I actually
it's
hate
like
that. I hate that I even said that. I really do.
Yeah.
But
it's like being you go to college, like there's a chance that you date someone in your college. It's just like or like you go work a new job. There could be a chance that you date someone in that new job. Like it's just opening up that pool of people you know. And when you're single, anyone can be your match. Yeah, for sure. And I think it's like an easy,
it's easier for Chris to slide into your DMs opposed to a random person because
100%.
You have something in common that most people don't.
And it's like that pre-vetted. Like if you look in DMs or whatever, it's could be anyone, but it's like, oh, this person went through the same thing as me, or oh, he knows someone that I know. It's like a friend set up blind date, which it was. So
I think it's like you almost know the person before you actually meet them.
Yeah.
You have something to relate to. It's easy conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though we didn't really talk much about it on our first date, but it's and like Anna said, it's these people are single and looking to date or get married or and so on. Well, most people are. So I think it's just easier to connect with those people rather than just going out and trying to date someone in the wild.
For sure.
Wild.
In the wild. Well, it is.
Chicago, I don't know.
It is. Chicago is definitely the wild. So let's. All right. So it's the night before Thanksgiving. It's that Wednesday. It's freezing cold out, and Serena's feeling a little under the weather. So I'm going to meet some friends. Chris Bukowski so happens to be one of them. Do you remember what bar we were at, Chris?
So I remember we were at that crazy packed bar.
Yeah. What's the name of that fucking place? It's
one
of the most popular bars in Chicago, too.
I know. We couldn't move, and we left because it was so crowded, remember?
Yeah. Is it Butch McGuire's?
Butch McGuire's, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we were at, and it was.
Anna's laughing because that's where like the old guys hang out.
You guys and Butch McGuire's.
Who else was with us? It was me, you, and your buddies, I guess, right?
Yeah, a few of my friends, and I think Clay was with us too, wasn't he?
Yeah. And then we walked over to the bar across the street because it was so packed in Butch McGuire's. We were watching some game, and then we started talking about.
Well, we were watching the game. We were betting on sports. We were talking about crypto, which I still got sandboxed, by the way, and I'm really hanging on. And then I mentioned you mentioned that you were single, and I was like, oh, it's actually funny you just said that because Serena was on the phone with Anna before I left, and she was complaining about being single. I'm like, could kind of be perfect. So I text Serena, and she's like, I'll ask Anna. And then I was like, Chris, I think she's into you. You should hit her up. So then what happened from there? So
I went into the DMs, shot the message. I have to look back to see what it says, but I'm sure it was great. And then she responded, and you're like, you have to hang out with her tonight because if not, you're going to blow it. I'm like, okay, I'll hang out with her tonight. I got nothing else going on anyway. And I hit up Anna, and of course, she's in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too. I was like, you got to get in there when the kitchen's hot, Chris.
Joe, I actually it was you. It wasn't even, I think Serena also messaged me, but you DM'd me, Chris Bukowski, @Chris Bukowski, thinks you're hot. He's single, successful, and chill. You guys should date. And then I was like, just a lot of people are just talking you up. So I was like, gotta do it.
That was a perfect description. Did you respond that night, Anna?
Yeah. Right away. I remember I was sitting on the couch with my family back home in Minnesota, and we were watching Hallmark movies or something. And all of a sudden I'm like, Mom, guess what? Chris Bukowski thinks I'm hot. And then, it was everyone back in the days when you were a kid where like everyone was looking over your phone, like what you should respond. That was like me with my mom and my sister responding to Chris.
I love that. That's fun though. I mean, that's
yeah.
Well,
that's
see now,
great.
Joe, like a good thing to go back to, like with the shows, like that, I would have never met Anna if it wasn't for the show, or if it wasn't for knowing you, and kind of that openness of wanting to connect other people, right, within the franchise. So it's, obviously a great story.
Yeah.
Did you, so first date, where did you take her? Where did you guys go?
Trivoli Tavern.
And actually he did something amazing that I think all guys should take note of. He, like, when I said yes to going on a date, he sent me 2 options. And he's like, I already have reservations at both of these. Which one do you want to go to? Like, it was just so smooth. And I was
very
like,
thoughtful.
nice.
Very
like,
thoughtful.
I could choose. Because one was seafood, and I don't eat seafood, really. And then the other was Trivoli. So I was like, perfect.
Yeah. So also, like, I wasn't living in Chicago at the time. I was actually in Denver. So I actually was home for Thanksgiving. And I was like, well, shit, I don't even have a place. Like, I didn't even have my own place at that time. I was renting my place out. So I got a hotel next to Trivoli. I got a hotel at the Hoxton. I'm like, well, I can't, like, say I'm going back to the suburbs tonight or something, So yeah, we had that date. I think it was a Monday night or a Tuesday night.
No, it was a Monday because they kicked us out. We stayed until, I think it was like 11:30. And they were like, you guys got to leave. And it was kind of embarrassing, but it was a good date.
That's always a good sign, though. Did you, Chris, you could go first. Did you know after that first date, it could potentially go the distance?
Yeah. So just from seeing Anna's like Instagram, I was very attracted to her.
I knew that. I knew your type. And she was exactly, you literally like, this was my type. I was like, this, I actually know a person.
It was my
for
type.
You.
So I was super excited because honestly, up to that point, I was like, I just kind of like threw in the towel. I'm like, I'm good with just chilling, having a great, career and just seeing what happens. But I wasn't really forcing issues. So that's why I'm so lucky and happy that it happened. And, after our first conversation, I remember I had a wedding in Costa Rica in, I think it was March. And I had a +1, but I had no one to bring. And I remember maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, I just filled her name in as my +1,
Wow.
and we maybe hung out like 2 or 3 times.
It was like 2 weeks after our first date, we had like our second date, and because he was in Denver. And he was like, so do you want to come to Costa Rica with me? And I'm like, oh, sure. It's a little fast, but hey.
Well, where was your head at after the first date, Anna?
I was really excited. Like, yeah. I didn't have many expectations going in because you never know. And then also this man has like a sparkle that you just don't see through a screen. And I was just.
Yeah, because I can't see it right now. So.
No, like when I got to the restaurant, there wasn't many people there because it was still COVID and you had to like walk in with masks and everything. But the host took my coat and she's like, I know who you're here to see. And he is so cute. And then I got like insanely nervous at that moment. And then I walk up and he like just had the bluest eyes and like a great smile. And then our conversation was great. And I think the funniest thing you always say, like, we had this giant booth for the two of us, and I was sitting about as like far away as you could get when we started.
Yeah, it was awkward because she also showed up 45 minutes late.
Really? You were 45 minutes late?
No, I texted him an hour before our date started. I said like, hey, work is being a little much and I'm going to be a little late because I have to finish something up. So I gave him a heads up. I was late, but I wasn't late, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you were late. You were 45 minutes late. So. I wasn't late. I don't know how much later you could be than that.
Right? I mean, I had a glass of wine.
Well, I gave you enough time to like, if you wanted to, you could have moved the reservation.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Well, that's also not how reservations work, Anna. When you make a reservation, the other ones get booked up. You can't just start moving shit around here.
But and Trivoli was a new restaurant at the time, so
yeah.
Anna. No, I'm joking. Okay. Chris, you mentioned that you were living in Denver because I know you were living in Denver.
Yep.
Is Anna, I don't know if even she knows this or maybe it's not, was she one of the reasons you moved back to Chicago?
Yeah, I would say in my mind, I've always wanted to move back to Chicago so my family's here. so it definitely helped me commit to the move. Also, like at the same time, Anna was talking about moving to New York. So I was like, wow, can I even, pursue things with this girl? If I'm going to move back to Chicago, she's going to move to New York. And
I know it was a big thing. I was involved in it too. I heard all this was going on.
Yeah.
Anna,
pieces.
What made you not? Because I know you were kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna move to New York with a girlfriend, correct?
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming things just were progressing very quickly in your relationship, and then you decided against it, right?
Yeah, it just came to the point where decisions had to be made. I guess. No, how do you make that sound better? But yeah.
But it's true. I mean,
me moving to New York, just like it became something that I really wanted to do my whole life. And then after meeting him and knowing that he was moving here, it just became something I didn't want to do anymore. So that was a big sign to me.
Yeah, for sure. Do you guys, what's the deal? You're Minnesota, Chris, you're from Chicago. Are you guys staying there?
I mean, for now, and then we're also looking at other places to possibly live, like on the coast, South Carolina or somewhere down there.
I think we both want to be on the ocean at one point and like always have a home base here in Chicago. But yeah, I think we both would love to be on the beach somewhere.
For sure. Yeah.
How do we feel about, so Chris, you're VP of players, right, at PointsBet, correct?
Yep.
Is that your position?
So I'm director of player development experiences at PointsBet, which is awesome. Probably the best job in the world, especially for my interests and kind of my, I love sports. So the job for me, obviously we're headquartered in Denver. And luckily for me, Chicago's one of our markets. So I'm able to kind of be flexible, and I travel some still to other states, but I was able to make Chicago my home again.
And how do we feel about Chicago Blackhawks? Who do we think they're going to get? That Connor kid from Canada?
Bedard, yeah. I mean, they hit the jackpot with that. I think it's fixed a little bit, but, the Hawks needed that. So,
do you think they get him?
Absolutely. He's a once-in-a-generation talent.
And Anna, what do you? I know you do a wonderful job on social media, because you do for real. Like I'm not saying that sarcastically. You're very good at it. Because Serena always says it too, how good you are at it. So what else are you doing?
I used to work for Microsoft and running their social media, and I just quit back like 2 months ago to just do social full time. I don't know if I'll stay full time forever doing social media, but it's good for right now. And I like doing it.
What's the focus? What platform? All of them? Or do you focus more on TikTok versus Instagram or vice versa?
I think TikTok's more fun, but Instagram is kind of still where the money is. And
really?
I really it's easier, I think, to communicate with people on Instagram because the algorithm stayed pretty steady, even though it's like slowly declined. But TikTok's algorithm is changing like every week. It's kind of a headache to keep up with. So I mostly just post whatever I want on there and not really worry about like it getting likes, reviews, whatever. It's more just like my diary, if you want to say that, versus like Instagram is where you're going to see the clean aesthetic and pretty things. So
got it. So if we want to see what Anna Redman's really made of, go with TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. How about YouTube?
I spell TikTok wrong every time I type.
Yeah,
every single time. I spell TikTok wrong every single time.
I spell TikTok like
I put a C and then a K and then 2 C's. Every time I do it wrong.
Same.
Chris, I'm better than you when it comes to posting.
Yeah.
But I am also not, I don't over post. I should post more. I wish I was more active on social. But you're really not active.
Joe, I would delete it today.
Okay, but that isn't. Don't you think that? I mean, here now, you were 25 years old. You went on the Bachelor franchise. You went on 5.5 shows. So even though social media really wasn't too prevalent back then, but I would think you would be somebody that would enjoy it, but you don't.
Twitter, I like Twitter.
Okay.
Twitter was the thing when I was on the first time on the show. Like that's why I have so many Twitter followers, because Twitter, there was no Instagram. So everyone would be live tweeting the show. So you just get a huge Twitter following. Instagram just came out, like, I don't know, maybe 2014. So it was like, I was looking at some of my old pictures. It was like a picture of a glass, like I would never do that now. Now I'm just like, okay, what am I going to post? But I post more now that, since I've been with Anna, but
Instagram's like a shrine to
it's
me.
just her.
It makes it so much easier, though. It really does.
There's like
I know.
a picture of the dog. And
Yeah, like I don't think like anyone really wants to see me like sitting at a restaurant.
I do.
Well, you're with me though.
I know.
Yeah,
I think it's great because he doesn't it's not both of our careers, but he understands it, and that's all you really need.
When you guys took your relationship public, who dropped first?
Anna did.
Didn't we do a dual post or no?
No, you posted, and then I think
Yeah, so we were in Costa Rica
for the wedding,
and we were sitting there with all of his friends, and they were like, "Why aren't you one?" Like, we're a couple margaritas deep, and they're all just like, "Why aren't you public? Are you trying to hide him? Like, are you trying to dump him? Like, what's going on?" Like, they were kind of roasting me, and then so I was like, "Fine, I'll post him." So it kind of I think we always had in mind to do Costa Rica, but they definitely lit the fire under my butt at least.
Yeah, you posted first, and I posted you passed out in your beach chair.
Yeah,
nice.
Eating shoving a quesadilla in my mouth. Great.
Okay, so then you go. Once you do that, now you're both from Bachelor. It's public. How are you feeling? Are you excited? And what was everyone's reaction?
I think most people's reactions were "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
but
it's not really what the fuck because. I mean, yes, there's an age gap. Serena and I also have an age gap, and so do a ton of people in this world. So that's not that insane. And you both kind of live in Chicago.
Yeah. So I think it makes sense when you know those things, but most people don't.
Yeah.
I also think people think it's less common than it is for people to date within the franchise. Just most people don't last as long, and then they don't go public, So I don't know. I think from an outsider's perspective, they were a little shocked.
I kind of liked when we were under the radar.
Yeah, except people started posting photos of us in Walgreens getting toilet paper or something, and then it's you don't really have control of your own narrative. And once you're off the show, that's all you want is to control your life.
Yeah, and then all the opinions come out.
Yeah,
and oh geez, here we go, and and then it's your family sees the comments, and there's all these opinions, and you're and then that almost it's it's an extra hurdle in your relationship, especially that early on. All right, how do you navigate this? Right? All the BS starts coming to surface, from all this chatter from social media. So you're all right, how do you block this out and just focus on, what you've enjoyed for the previous 4 or 5 months of dating?
There's just a lot of opinions. I think that's also why we were holding off. I think we held off 4 months from posting it. Mm-hmm. But yeah. And it's we want to post because we want to celebrate being together. It's we're not technically posting for people to commentate, but they do anyway.
Yeah, well, they're going to.
Yeah.
But how's everyone now? I'm assuming people now that follow you are in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's funny now. It's so I post a lot. Not every post is going to be him, but I won't post him for a week or something like that, and people will be like, "Where is he? Are you guys broken up?" I'm like, "Oh my goodness, no!" He's not posing for photos 24/7.
And I don't post. So.
Yeah.
No, I know you don't. It's great. I barely post too. I need to be better. And then, so you guys are living together right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Chicago.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Joe, come back, man.
I think
I text Serena all the time. Can you move back?
We are coming back in June for a few days. I was actually maybe going to come back next weekend. We should go to a Cubs game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Us four. I would love to do that. But yeah, I do need to go back. But yeah, how long into your relationship did you guys decide to move in together?
Pretty early.
Pretty early, yeah.
Well, it was I was in limbo here, right? So I had my condo in Chicago, but I outgrew it. I've had it forever. So I was going to rent that out in, I think it was April or May or June. I don't even know.
Well, there was at one point when we were going back and forth, he came to stay in Chicago for like a week and ended up staying for like a month and living in my apartment. And then I think at that point we were just like, okay, whatever the next steps are, we definitely know it's going to be him coming to Chicago and probably sharing a place.
Yeah. Let's just do it then.
We were together all the time.
Yeah.
It was like,
Still are.
Yeah.
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 Makes complete sense. I totally get it. Like Serena and I basically got engaged after 19 days and been living with each other ever since. Any trips? Any good fun trips coming up?
Yeah, we had.
Where are we going for my birthday?
Well, that's a secret.
Okay. Wait, when's your birthday?
May 28th.
And you're taking her somewhere?
Yes.
He keeps saying I'm going to hate it too, and he won't tell me what to pack, and it's really stressing me out.
All right. Can we get a clue? Or is a clue going to ruin it?
Yeah, it's south of Chicago.
South of Chicago.
Great.
If I guess it, May 20th.
You take Joe and Serena. Just kidding.
You take, yeah. Actually, I actually am doing. I won't be in town then, but let's see. A map of the world.
Let's not overthink this, Joe. Let's think simpler.
Okay.
You know.
South of Chicago. Okay, I think I know where. I'm not going to say it though, but I think I know where.
Okay. You'll never guess. So.
Is it in the States?
Maybe. It could be a combo.
Okay, I know where you're going. Do you want me to say it? Do you want me to guess?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, I would say I think you're going down to Miami, then into Cuba.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Cuba.
I don't like the food in Cuba, so no Cuba.
Okay. All right.
Interesting. Good guess.
What was I going to say? Trips. Okay. What was your favorite trip you guys took so far together?
St. Kitts for me.
Oh, yeah. That was fabulous. Costa Rica was fun, too. And that was the first time I got to meet all your friends.
Yeah.
And we had like this really cool like swim out pool room. So that was fun.
St. Kitts, where I never heard of that. And then I remember you posted and you said the hotel. Where did you stay? You said it was like unbelievable, right?
The Park Hyatt in St. Kitts. If you get a chance, you would absolutely have to go. It was.
We went with my parents too, they're really fun. So
yeah, we were looking for like another couple to bring with us, and just ended up being her parents.
We asked you guys, and you're like, "We're busy."
Yeah.
But,
were we busy? I actually would have loved to go to this. Wait, Park.
Oh.
What the hell were we doing? When was that?
It's incredible.
It was like right before Christmas.
The hospitality, the food,
the people, the island. It's right by like it's in the Caribbean, so it's right by like St. Bart's,
St. Lucia.
Yeah, all those places. But yeah, it was just the most unbelievable trip ever.
It looks really nice. So we're planning our honeymoon, and I kind of went. I kind of did it already, but where is your dream honeymoon?
It's a good question.
Chris will be like Tokyo or something.
I know. Well, I want to do something.
Have you ever been to Tokyo?
No.
I've never been to Tokyo.
I just don't think that's like a honeymoon.
Yeah, it's. I don't really. Well, I'm sure there's parts of Japan for sure. But if you guys want to if you guys want to take a couple trip, I will go to Tokyo because Serena's never been there either. All right.
But I think like I always say this wrong. Maldives. Like that would be insane for a honeymoon, but also isn't it like $100,000 or something crazy to go there?
No. I mean, it depends where you stay.
True.
So, Joe, before we get to the honeymoon, I've already got my bachelor party planned out. So I've been planning it for 10 years.
And that's Vegas, I'm assuming.
No, we're going to go France, Italy, and then we'll end up 2 days on the way back in Vegas. Then that's it. But it's going to be a food focused. Nothing crazy for the first 2 legs of the trip. Then you end up in Vegas with all the friends, and then you go get married.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
what a move. We're gonna do our honeymoon in Italy. I already booked it.
Oh, fun!
Nice.
Yeah,
we're going to Italy in August with my parents again. They're just our travel partners, I guess.
You're going in August. Okay, yeah, we'll be there in September. So we're in Italy.
Tuscany to start.
Yeah, and then we're going to try to do a couple other places too since we're there. But we should probably get on to like planning that. But Chris bought it at an auction. So
yeah, I got a trip at the auction. Ended up splitting it with her dad.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Love that. We're going to get into a game. Before we do, Chris, well, you know what? Fuck you, Chris. I've been talking with you the whole time. Anna, who are you closest with? Who are you friends with from Bachelor?
I feel like I still like keep in touch with a lot of girls from my season, but probably McKenna or Serena are my closest. Like I was just with McKenna at Stagecoach. But yeah, I talk to Serena a lot too. And then I always want you guys to come back to Chicago.
Cool. And then Chris?
Unfortunately, Clay, and then yourself are probably the two I keep in most contact with, especially when you're in Chicago. So other than that,
I'm supposed to be meeting Chris, or not Chris, Clay for drinks, actually.
yeah, he'll show up 2 hours late.
Well, he can't because supposedly he's got a date at like 8:30. So we're supposed to meet for happy hour, but I don't know. Okay. And then any advice for anyone heading to Paradise because they will be leaving pretty soon this summer?
Go ahead.
I don't know. I was there for like 3 days.
That's fair. I'm glad at least you were honest.
Like, I don't know. If you're going in towards the end, everyone's really tired and doesn't want to party. So I guess make your own party.
For me, the last time I went on was great because I didn't know not one single person from the show because I stopped watching for a couple of years. And then I kind of made it a point to not look into anybody that was going. So obviously that's hard to do unless if you're on a recent season, but going there and meeting everybody and getting kind of fair value at every conversation you have was awesome. So I would try not to look into people as much as possible and kind of really get to know them once you're there.
Yeah, I think that's smart. It seems to not have worked for you, but
it's worked.
In real life, it worked. So that's good enough. Okay. This game is called Finish the Sentence. This is the first time we're ever doing it, so I got to read here. We're going to give you a prompt about your significant other, and you just have to finish the sentence. Okay. Chris, one word to describe Anna is?
Funny.
Okay, great. And you answered this correctly because these are rapid fire. Anna, something quirky that Chris does is?
Quirky? Why am I blanking? This is so bad.
Man, this hurts, Joe.
No, wow. Quirky.
Quirky.
Quirky, yeah.
Quirky or quirky, I think they mean the same.
I like when you laugh.
I laugh. My laugh is quirky.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
a hard question. That's a hard question on the spot. The best thing Anna cooks is?
Best thing Anna cooks is salad.
Anna, you're a terrible cook. You're a terrible cook.
He cooks for me every night. I make popcorn, but the last time I tried to make it, I started it on fire. So now I'm not allowed to do that.
What's the best thing Chris makes?
Oh, so much chicken. That sounds weird,
basic,
but like his chicken's the best chicken I've ever had. He makes this really good homemade pasta sauce. I love everything he makes me.
Love that. I actually heard that Chris was a good cook, but I'll have to test it out myself. I do really need to go to, we almost went the other night too. I do need to go to Resdora.
Yes, you got to go.
And that's do you say that's like your sister-in-law?
It's my brother-in-law's best friend's place.
Okay.
Fabulous. Yeah. We sat at the bar and had a great
the bar was great.
Anna, something that always makes me think of Chris is?
You're always around me. Sports.
Okay. Anna looks most beautiful when?
She wakes up in the morning.
That is so cool.
That's my favorite.
I am not a good morning person.
Anna, you are funny. You are funny. Okay. The theme song to Chris's life is?
Probably a Backstreet Boys song that I don't even know.
You're a Backstreet Boy guy?
NSYNC and Backstreet Boy. I like them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if not that, I would say Lumineers, like Cleopatra or something. Yeah.
Oh.
Or Jack Johnson. Those are like what's constantly playing.
Great. Anna's guilty pleasure is?
A handful of shredded cheese.
Yeah.
Really? So, like, which one? Like the mild cheddar? Like
whatever's in the fridge.
Whatever's in there, man.
And you just go handful of shredded cheese and eat it?
I've never met someone who doesn't do that, so maybe you're the odd one here.
She'll do a block of cheese with
yeah.
Tostitos, chips, and salsa.
I know, that is my huge guilty pleasure, is like sitting down and eating a whole block of like Kobe Jack cheese.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think of you differently. Chris's best physical feature is...
Ooh.
Let's keep this PG.
Okay. Guys, you know that. And your smile.
Thanks.
Your cute little face.
Good. Glad you kept it PG. The easiest way to make Anna laugh is...
Tickle her.
No.
Tickle monster you.
Laugh and pee.
Yeah. I'll be like screaming.
What the fuck? Okay. I am most grateful for Chris because...
He's my best friend. And he's always there to talk to.
I
don't think that's supposed to be like one word.
No, that's great. That was very sweet. Okay. I look forward to a future with Anna because
she's also my best friend. So what's the life better than with your best friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. This was beautiful. These questions actually got very sentimental at the end. I'm choking up here. Okay, you guys. I appreciate you coming on. This was great. A lot of fun. You're welcome back whenever you want. I don't know why you would come back, but if you want to, I would love it.
When Chris drops his latest biography.
Yeah. Chris, tell everyone where to find you on social media, and Anna, you as well.
Yeah, you can find me on Anna's Instagram page at Anna Redman. No, Chris J. Bukowski on Instagram and Twitter. And that's it.
Yeah, Anna_Redman Instagram. Anna Redman, no _TikTok.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. I will. I'm sure I'll see you guys soon enough. If you're in New York, let me know. If not, we'll be in Chicago in June for sure. So
perfect. Cubs game.
Yeah, let's do a Cubs game, and bye.
Bye.
That was Chris and Anna, everyone. If you didn't know, I'm sure I've brought it up before because I always like to pat myself on the back. That Serena and I did hook them up. And they're very happy. I love them. If you listen to this and you don't like them, I think you are crazy because I think they're a very likable couple and great people. So Chris and Anna, thank you for being here today. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. I know how much you guys missed me the past 4 weeks when I was gone, but I am back. As always, make sure to subscribe and submit all your burning questions. Check us out on social and like, comment, DM us. You know where to find us at ClickbaitBN on Instagram. From there, you could find our TikTok and our Facebook and our Twitter and all the other social media links. But that's pretty much it. Share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you are looking at this week. And Prime members, make sure to listen to Clickbait ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today, or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. But before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey. Thanks again, everyone, and make sure to tune in next week for a brand new episode of Clickbait. Bye.